It's an audience-focused publication. Audience, audience, audience. What matters? What is relevant, timely, and actionable for our community? What are the stories that are going to matter? Yes, again, we're putting out a lot of stuff as a government. We all do. But what are the most important things that we can share in conversational ways? Not a place to talk at our community or amongst ourselves, but to talk with. Not to say the public. Yeah, you the public. Do you understand this? No. Bring in conversational ways. We're publishers like everyone else. I've talked about that. We need an editorial structure. I'll talk about that a little bit later. The structure we've developed to support NewsCenter. The life of the news item begins when it's published. I basically copy and pasted that from the Innovation Report. We're keenly aware of that because we would generally just publish and walk away, say we're done with this news release or this item. We have to constantly drive home the piece of information because, as was stated across the hall a bit earlier, if you tweet it just once, you haven't tweeted it. You need to say it over and over and over. Because the lifespan of a tweet is about 1 to 2 hours, and that's it. It goes away. It's not going to be in someone's feed 1 to 2 hours later, and that's the fact when you look at the metrics of your tweets. So we often repeat our tweets many times, at different times of the day. Collectively, I've led our social media publishers to understand that we need to use the full clock of the life of our residents, because if we're just public for about a 6-month period when I measured it, most of our tweets were sent between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. for the entire county government, all 13 Twitter accounts. That wasn't good enough. So 13% of our tweets, that was it, were sent between that time frame. That's a very limited time frame because people just aren't on Twitter between 10 and 3, they're on at 6 p.m., 8 p.m., the weekends at 10 a.m., the weekends on Sunday at 6 p.m. We have to use the full clock. So we've moved that number now based on a strategy I wrote, and we're now at 52% of our tweets are during non-business hours. And a lot of that content comes from NewsCenter. So it's all integrated and tied together. But that fact isn't helpful to know. So number 5, what's new to someone now? Someone who just saw a piece yesterday about the tallest building in Reston that's going to be built in about a year or 2. Someone may discover that for the first time in 3 weeks, in 3 months. And they're going to learn about it then. Just because we put it out yesterday doesn't mean that that's it. We have to keep sharing it with the community so they know. We will be selective in what we publish. We will say no. We have said no. And we will edit content. We must avoid creating noise and pixel pollution. There's that phrase again that I like to use sometimes. Extra pixels on a page. It just distracts from the message of what you're trying to get across. We must understand our audience. Look for trends. What's going on in our call center? What's going on social media across all of our accounts? What does our web traffic look like? Look at those. Are there story ideas there that the public is clamoring for? Are they looking for free mulch? Are they looking for this? Are they looking for that? What can we tell the story about? And the last one I'll go over is, again, we have to recognize we live in a distracted, cluttered, mobile, and visual world. The content has to be adapted that way and understood that way. So I'm going to skip that for time. At around the same time of doing research in the cave, this came out as well. A piece by Google that defined consumer behavior and expectations have forever changed. With phones in our pockets, we do more than just check time. And Google published this. They categorize it as I want to know, I want to go, I want to do, and I want to buy. That's what they generally frame their work as, of what people are trying to do on their mobile device. And for us, that was very instructive. Not the I want to buy part, we have really nothing to sell, but the I want to know, go, and do. So that became our main navigation structure. To know, to do, and to go on our NewsCenter website.